What is a variable annuity? It's a retirement account that can massively grow your money in the good years or cut it down in the bad ones. Does that sound scary or exciting? It might even be a little bit of both, but let's break it down because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what a variable annuity is, how it works, what the costs are, and why some people swear by them while some others might run away from them. This is the video that could save you thousands or at least some sleepless nights. First, let's talk about what a variable annuity is. It's a retirement account sold by annuity companies with a couple of important features. Your money is invested directly into sub-accounts, which is typically invested into mutual funds. And lastly, in a variable annuity, your account balance value moves up or down with the stock market depending on what your sub-accounts are invested in. I like to think of a variable annuity like fishing in open waters, like a big ocean or even a big lake. Some days you might pull out a monstrous catch like this one, or other days nothing but seaweed. The thrill is in the potential, but you're exposed to some market risk. Now, let's talk more about what sub-accounts are. Like I mentioned earlier, sub-accounts are basically mutual funds inside of your annuity investment. You can pick a mix of stocks, bonds, or even balanced funds to invest into. If you're not familiar with what mutual funds are and how they work, make sure to click the video above my head here to learn more about them. With mutual funds in an annuity account, this is where asset allocation comes in, and it's very important, which is just a fancy word of saying how your investment money is split up between different types of investments like stocks or bonds. Think of it like packing for a trip. You wouldn't bring only swimsuits, only winter clothes, right? You would pack a mix of stuff so you're ready for whatever kind of weather shows up. Same thing with your money. Too much in one type of an investment could make for some uncomfortable times. For help trying to figure out what type of allocation mix fits you best, make sure to check out our free asset allocation calculator in the link below. It shows you exactly what mix could fit your age, your goals, your risk tolerance for investing. Now, here's the part that most people miss and why variable annuities get so much hate. It's the fees. Here's the typical fees in a variable annuity. If you have, for example, $100,000, there's going to be two different types of fees. Number one is the mortality and expense fee, otherwise known as the M&E fee. This is how the variable annuity companies actually make their money. It's usually an annual fee that's taken from the account balance every year, and it's usually around a 1.5% fee, which in our example would cost $1,500 a year. Number two is a sneaky one. It's the sub-account fees. Since this is for a sophisticated managed mutual fund investment, this is the fee that's charged to actually run and to use the mutual fund portfolios that you choose, which on average is going to be around a 1% account fee every year. So in our example, that would be $1,000 a year for this example. So to have a variable annuity, there would be around a 2.5% annual fee every year. Plus, if you choose to have an income rider, which I'll talk about in just a moment, that could be an additional 1% annual fee each year. But here's the thing though. High fees doesn't mean the variable annuity is bad. It just means that you need to know exactly what you're paying for so that the benefits can outweigh the costs. So why pay the fees for a variable annuity? Number one, you get tax-deferred growth. The growth compounds without having to pay taxes yearly because paying taxes like in any other investment will cause you to cost more money to grow your account more the more it grows. It's like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. Number two, you do have the option to get a guaranteed lifetime income rider. Regardless of if the account balance goes to $0, you can still have guaranteed income for your whole life. Number three is the death benefits. Heirs often get at least what you put in minus the withdrawals. And so the option to leave a bigger inheritance for your family is more likely than in a fixed index annuity. Number four is unlimited growth potential. Did you know that the S&P 500 for the last 50 years has averaged 11.94%? It's like an all-inclusive resort. Expensive, but if you use all the perks, it can absolutely be worth it. Now, here's a feature that everyone asks about when it comes to a variable annuity: lifetime income. you can turn your variable annuity into guaranteed lifetime income. And it works just like a personal pension or like Social Security. And there's actually two different ways you can add lifetime income. And one of the ways is good and one of them is bad. And the bad way is actually what got annuities and pensions in a lot of trouble and a bad name in the past. Now, lifetime income option number one is called annuitization. And once you turn it on, you can't stop it. Can't stop it at all. Okay. And just to be clear, that's not what I recommend, but I see a lot of people get stuck in that option. But because when you annuitize, you can choose to have lifetime income for a single life, which means income for your whole life. And when you die, the leftover money goes back to the annuity company, not to your beneficiaries. Or there's joint life, which gives you lifetime income for you and your spouse. And when you both pass away, all of the leftover money goes back to the annuity company in annuitization. Now, when you annuitize, it's like getting married to your income, for better or for worse, no takebacks. Okay. The dangers of this is if you have single life and you die the day after you turn on lifetime income for single life, all of your money would go back to the annuity company. Or if you got joint life and you guys died a year later, all of your leftover money in your annuity, it goes back to the annuity company. And once you annuitize legally, you cannot stop it or turn it off. Now, the second way to have lifetime income is with something called an income rider. And honestly, this is what I recommend if you want to actually have guaranteed lifetime income. Here's how it works. You pay a small fee each year, usually around 1% of your account value. And in return, the annuity company will give you a lifetime paycheck. So if your account is $500,000, the fee might be around $5,000 a year. So let's say you're 65 years old with $500,000 in your annuity. The annuity company might guarantee around a 5% withdrawal rate for life. That means that you get around $25,000 per year as long as you live. And here's the key part. That check stays the same even if your account balance drops below $0 because of the withdrawals and the annuity income fee. The annuity company still has to pay you that same amount for life. So you could set it up as single life, which is income for just your life. But when you pass away, the checks stop. And then you also have joint life, which covers, again, you and your spouse. And here's the big difference from annuitization, though. When you use an income rider, if you pass away and there's still money left in your account, that money goes to your beneficiaries, your spouse or your kids or whoever you choose to be your beneficiary. When annuitizing, whatever is left over goes back to the annuity company, which is not good. And that's why a lot of people prefer to have an income rider because it keeps control of the money in your family, not theirs. Now, one important key takeaway is you have to add the income rider when you first set up the annuity. Usually you cannot add this later. And yes, that's a yearly cost around 1% on average every year you have that income rider. But for that fee, you get peace of mind and a consistent paycheck for life and the confidence to know that your money will still go to your family if you don't use it all up. And that's why I usually recommend having an income rider instead of annuitization. Now, let's recap the key takeaways of a variable annuity. A variable annuity equals higher growth potential, but might also come with higher risk. The fees are also real, but the benefits can be extremely powerful. And they're not for everyone, but for the right person, they can work really well. So now that you get what a variable annuity is, here's the question. Does it fit you? If you want to compare side by side with a fixed index annuity, make sure to check out my video above on fixed index annuities explained. It'll blow your mind how different these two types of annuities really are.